Aloha, and welcome back to Hawaii Travel Made Easy. I'm Marcie, and today we're tackling something that honestly makes me break out in a cold sweat: planning a Hawaii trip with only 2 weeks' notice. Full disclosure, I'm not a spontaneous planner. I've been to Hawaii over 40 times, and I typically start planning months in advance with spreadsheets and color-coded calendars. The thought of booking a trip with only 2 weeks' notice, that's my nightmare scenario. But here's what's wild. I've helped dozens of people pull off incredible Hawaii trips on short notice, and you know what I've learned? Sometimes the best trips are the ones you don't overthink. Just last month, I helped a couple who found $400 round-trip flights with only 10 days' notice. They were panicking, asking if it was even possible. 2 weeks later, they sent me photos from their honeymoon saying it was the best vacation they'd ever taken. So, if you just found an amazing flight deal, got unexpected time off, or someone canceled and you have this incredible opportunity, take a deep breath. You can absolutely do this. The key is knowing what to prioritize, where to be flexible, and how to make quick decisions without freaking out. Today, I'll walk you through exactly how, step by step. You just found cheap flights or got surprise time off. What do you do first? 3 things need to happen fast. Everything else can wait. Priority number 1, flights. Book today, like right now. This cannot wait till tomorrow. I've watched people lose incredible deals overnight because they waited to sleep on it. Flight prices change constantly, sometimes hourly. I told a family last week who found $350 round trip Seattle to Kona. Book first, figure out the rest later. They were debating Big Island versus Maui, worried about choosing wrong. I said, book those flights right now. We'll make Big Island amazing for you. Here's the reality check. You might not get your ideal departure time. You might have a red eye or awkward connection. You might fly to Kona instead of Hilo or Maui instead of Oahu. That's okay. Getting to Hawaii is the goal. Here's some quick strategies. Got airline miles? Use them immediately. Award seats often have better availability than cash fares. Check alternative airports. Sometimes a different island saves money. Look at Southwest separately since they don't show up on booking sites. And sometimes one-way tickets are cheaper than round trip. Priority number 2, accommodation. You're going to want to book this by day 2. Here's where island choice becomes critical, and different islands have different availability patterns. Oahu is your safety net. Highest hotel inventory, especially in Waikiki. Constant tourist turnover means there's usually something available. I helped someone last month find a great Waikiki room with 5 days' notice. Not beachfront, but clean, comfortable, and a 10-minute walk to the beach. Maui is better than expected. Good availability because people book big houses months ahead, then cancel. I've seen amazing vacation rentals pop up with days' notice. The trick? Be flexible about location. You might not get Wailea or Ka'anapali, but Kihei or Upcountry can be incredible and more affordable. Big Island is the hidden gem. Often the best availability because it's huge. Options spread from Kona to Hilo to Volcano. Recently, I helped a family who couldn't find anything on Oahu or Maui, but scored an amazing rental near Hawaii Volcanoes National Park. They had this incredible nature-focused trip they never would have planned. Kauai, that's the wild card. It's trickiest because it's the smallest inventory. But sometimes that works in your favor. If there's availability, it's often because someone just canceled. So here are some booking strategies. Call hotels directly. They often hold inventory back from booking sites. You might also use hotel apps for mobile-only rates. And be flexible about splitting your stay, maybe 3 nights here, 4 nights there. Priority number 3 is transportation. You're going to want to book this by day 3. This is where things get real. Here's the current reality for rental cars. While the pandemic crisis of $700 a day is long over, expect to pay $40 to $100 or more per day depending on island and season, with significant spikes during holidays. Availability has improved dramatically, but cars still book up faster than anything else. Book any available car first, then optimize. Maybe you want a compact, but only SUVs are available. Book the SUV. You can try to downgrade later, but you can't upgrade from having no car. There are also some alternative strategies. Depending on your island and location, you might not need a car your entire trip. In Waikiki, you can walk to beaches, restaurants, and shopping. Tours often include pickup. I helped a couple who couldn't get a rental car for their entire Oahu stay. They booked a car for just 2 days to explore North Shore and Pearl Harbor, and then they used tours and rideshare for everything else. They actually saved money. Can't get a rental car? Oahu becomes more appealing because of tour options and walkability. Cars available on Big Island, but not Maui? Maybe that's your sign to explore volcanoes. Now, I know what you're thinking. Marcie, I'm completely overwhelmed. I get it. This is exactly why I created my Hawaii travel consultations, to help people like you make smart, fast decisions without costly mistakes. Here's the thing. You don't have time to research everything. You need someone who's done this hundreds of times to cut through the noise and tell you exactly what to do. That's what I do. In a 60-minute consultation for $149, we'll knock out all your critical decisions. Which island gives you the best options with current availability, what's still worth booking, and a realistic plan for your tight time frame. My travel agent partner, Kim at Stuffed Suitcase, then handles all the bookings and ways for planning fees, so you're not paying twice. For rapid-fire advice on specific decisions, like should I grab this flight or wait, or Big Island or Maui with these dates, there's a 30-minute option for $69. Visit hawaiitravelwithkids.com to book. Honestly, for last-minute trips, this might be the smartest $149 you spend. Think about it. One wrong booking decision could cost you way more than that. Sometimes the less popular island for your dates offers the best experience. Let me break down what works when you're short on time. The Big Island is your best-kept secret. I'll be honest. The Big Island often has the best deals and availability. It's the largest island with the most diverse options and still building tourism infrastructure compared to Maui and Oahu. Last month, I helped a family find an incredible helo rental with 4 days' notice. Half the price of comparable Maui properties, with access to waterfalls, Hawaii Volcanoes National Park, and black sand beaches. Here's why it works. Size is your advantage. If Kona's booked, check Hilo. If resorts are full, look near Volcano or Waimea. Plus, there are highlights you don't need to book ahead. Hawaii Volcanoes National Park doesn't require advanced reservations. There's Kona Coast snorkeling at Kealakekua Bay, Two-Step, and Kahului Beach Park. Green Sand Beach and Black Sand Beach are accessible without tours. So, the reality check? You absolutely need a car. The island's huge. It's the size of Connecticut. For Maui, don't count it out. Reputation says it's impossible to book last minute, but I've helped several people find deals. Here's where the availability hides. Upcountry Maui, which is Kula and Makawao, often have rentals because they're not beachfront. But they've got incredible views, cooler temperatures, and is close to Haleakala. South Maui, like Kihei, sometimes is available when Wailea and Ka'anapali are sold out. So, your reality check? The Haleakala sunrise requires advanced reservations 60 days out, and it's often sold out. But sunset is equally spectacular, and no reservations are needed. Popular restaurants like Mama's Fish House book weeks ahead, but incredible local options don't. Oahu, now that's your safety net. It's the most reliable choice, not because it's best, but because it has the most options when everything else is sold out. Why this works? Waikiki has the highest hotel inventory. Almost always something is available. Even without a rental car, Oahu has the best tour options and public transportation. Plus, there are experiences that are still available. You will need to make reservations for Hanauma Bay and Diamond Head, but Sharks Cove and Electric Beach don't require reservations. Cultural sites like Iolani Palace and Bishop Museum often have same-day availability. Kauai, well, that's your high risk and high reward. It's the riskiest because of limited inventory, but magical when it works. So, when it works, that's when somebody cancels and you might get an amazing deal. The natural attractions don't require reservations. Some of the challenges, though, is that it's the smallest accommodation inventory. Many activities are weather dependent with limited indoor backup, and there's fewer restaurant choices. You're going to want to follow the deals. Let the availability guide you. I recently helped someone set on Maui who found an incredible Big Island deal. They love the volcanic landscapes more than expected. Sometimes the universe tells you where you need to go. Now let's talk about essential experiences. Once flights, accommodation, and transportation are sorted, think about the experiences. This requires a different mindset than advanced planning. I want to chat about the reality of popular experiences. Let me be honest about what's likely sold out so you can adjust your expectations. So the things that are likely sold out, that would be the Haleakala sunrise, which opens 60 days out and sells fast, but sunset is equally beautiful and you don't need reservations. Also, authentic luau's like Toa Luau, but you can call directly for weeknight shows. And popular helicopter tours. But weather cancellations mean day of availability does happen. So what's often still available? That would be Hawaii Volcanoes National Park activities, most incredible beaches, and cultural sites like Bishop Museum Iolani Palace, and farmers markets. You're definitely going to want to be strategic. You're going to want to book the weather-dependent activities first. Helicopter tours early in your trip give multiple rescheduling opportunities if the weather doesn't cooperate. You're also going to want backup plans. Famous snorkeling tours sold out? Well, research sure snorkeling spots. Popular restaurants booked? Ask locals for recommendations. Guided tours full? Self-guided alternatives often end up more memorable. Okay, I want to share my luau strategy. You're going to want to call venues directly. Sometimes last-minute availability doesn't show online. Weeknight shows have better availability. Resort luaus are good fallback options. And as an alternative, the Polynesian Cultural Center often has same-day tickets. Okay, let's move on to logistics and prep. Let's handle the details that make your trip smooth. So essential apps you're going to want to download before you go is your airline app for updates, your rental car app for faster service, and HawaiiBeachSafety.com for conditions and safety. Okay, here's a cultural crash course. Here's some basic Hawaiian words that are really helpful to know. Aloha means hello and love. Mahalo means thank you. Mauka means toward the mountains. Makai means toward the ocean. And keiki are children. Some essential etiquette you'll want to know is to respect barriers and kapu signs. Never take lava rocks, sand, or coral. Ask before photographing people. Remove shoes in home and be respectful at sacred sites. And for a brief history, I want you to know that Hawaii was independent until 1893. Understanding this helps you be a respectful visitor. All right, let me quickly go over the packing strategy. A few things you're going to want to bring is reef-safe sunscreen. This is required by law, a light rain jacket, and comfortable walking shoes with grip. The things you can buy in Hawaii include snorkel gear. It fits better and you have no wet luggage. Beach chairs, umbrellas, coolers. Don't stress about every specialty item. Hawaii has excellent shopping. All right, here's a budget reality. Accept that some things cost more short notice. Budget extra time for meal flexibility and spontaneous activities, and have a contingency fund. A few ways to save money include grocery shopping early for snacks and breakfast, and you're going to want to look out for happy hour specials. Plus, remember the beach activities are free. All right, the final week is all about fine-tuning when embracing the adventure mindset. I like the 70% planning rule. Plan 70% of your time and leave 30% flexible. So what does this look like? Maybe you book morning activities when the weather's best and leave afternoons open. You'll want to have backup indoor activities, but don't book them unless needed. And research restaurant options, but don't stress if you can't get every reservation. You're also going to want to manage your expectations. So what might you miss? Maybe some sought-after restaurants, popular tours that sell out, prime beachfront locations, and perfect weather timing. But here's what you might gain. Better deals on activities, less crowded alternatives, spontaneous local discoveries, and you'll have a more relaxed, go-with-the-flow experience. There's also the flexibility advantage. I helped a couple whose helicopter tour canceled. They took a boat tour instead, saw sea caves they never would have from the air. It became the trip highlight. Another family couldn't get a popular luau, so they went to the farmers market instead, met local families, learned about Hawaiian agriculture. It was more authentic than any stage show. I want to share some more real success stories. There was a husband who surprised his wife with 8 days' notice. She's usually the planner, so this felt chaotic. But they found Big Island rentals near Volcanoes National Park, and she messaged after saying it was the best vacation ever. They hiked lava tubes, saw active volcanoes, and even swam with sea turtles. Spontaneity forced them to be more adventurous. There was another family who found incredible Kona flights with 12 days' notice, but they never even considered the Big Island. They experienced beaches, coffee farms, Hawaii Volcanoes National Park, even snow out on Mauna Kea. They had 4 climate zones in 1 week, and that felt like 4 destinations. So what were the common success factors? Quick decision-making on essentials, flexibility with experiences, openness to different islands, and focus on adventure over the perfect itinerary. So your mindset often determines whether this is stressful or magical. So why last minute? Here are some reasons why last minute can be better. You have less time to over-research. 6 months to plan means reading every review, creating unrealistic expectations. 2 weeks means focus on essentials, and then you're staying open to surprises. You also make more budget-conscious choices. You eat at plate lunch shops instead of expensive resorts. Maybe you stay in neighborhoods where locals live, and you often have a more authentic experience. Plus, there's the nature adventure mindset. You can't plan every detail, you naturally become open to spontaneous experiences. But you'll need to know how to manage stress. You need to accept that some popular things will be unavailable. This isn't failure, it's an opportunity. Focus on what's available rather than sold out. Remember, you're going to Hawaii. Even an imperfect trip beats staying home. So, let's go over your action plan. For week 2, which is days 1 through 4, on day 1, you're going to want to book your flights immediately. Days 2 to 3, you're going to secure your accommodation. And days 3 through 4, you're going to arrange your transportation. And then when you're 1 week out, days 5 through 14, on days 5 through 7, you're going to book available activities. Days 8 through 10, you'll handle logistics and download your apps. And days 11 through 14, you're going to fine-tune, confirm reservations, and embrace the adventure mindset. And on your day of travel, you're going to want to confirm all reservations, download offline maps, pack your flexible mindset along with reef-safe sunscreen, and remember, you're about to have an adventure, not execute a perfect plan. Some of the best trips happen when you stop overthinking. I've helped people plan incredible adventures with 3 to 10 days notice. It's absolutely possible. Hawaii is forgiving to spontaneous travelers. Natural beauty doesn't require reservations. The Aloha spirit welcomes flexible visitors. The most authentic experiences happen off the rigid tourist itinerary. So my success formula is to act fast on flights, accommodation, and transportation. Stay flexible with everything else. You'll also embrace alternatives as opportunities and focus on what's possible. And honestly, if you're feeling overwhelmed by this, that's exactly what my consultations are for. Let me help you cut through the chaos and make smart decisions fast. Visit hawaiitravelwithkids.com. I'd love to make your spontaneous Hawaii dream actually happen. For more planning resources, check out my guides on my website, Etsy, and Amazon. For ongoing support, join my Patreon community. And if you're planning spontaneous travel, send me an Instagram DM at Hawaii Travel with Kids. 2 weeks' notice isn't a limitation. It's an invitation to adventure. Stop overthinking, start booking, and get ready for what might be the most memorable trip yet. Aloha and happy adventuring.